This is the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and it's been my daily driver since launch day. In this video, I'll break down my experience over the past few months. What's great, what's not great, and the changes and accessories I've used along the way. The iPhone 16 Pro Max is essentially a more refined version of the 15 Pro Max. It has slimmer bezels, making it the biggest screen iPhone yet. Apple also introduced its all-new camera control button, which I was really excited to try. Normally, when new tech drops, I'm all in, but even after all these months, I'm still struggling with this feature. Now, after talking to other content creators, I realized I wasn't alone. So for me, this button kind of relegates to just a shortcut button to launch the camera, but beyond that, it's easier to use the screen to take photos. The combination of swipes and half presses and gestures isn't intuitive. It feels poorly thought out, and after months of giving it an honest shot, I just stopped trying. I do consider myself a heavy user, and I rely on AI tools like ChatGPT and Perplexity daily. And I use media apps like CapCut and Qi2 for video production. I push this phone to its limits, and Apple's latest chips handle everything I throw at it without breaking a sweat. Now, one of the biggest improvements I noticed is thermal management. And when I had the 14 and 15, they would routinely overheat to the point where performance would slow down or the phone would just literally shut off and saying it's too hot. With the iPhone 16 Pro Max, I haven't had that issue once. Now, one thing I wish had improved more, and hopefully it's fixed with 17, is battery life. While it's slightly better than last year, I still struggle to get through a full day. If I have plans at night, I usually have to top it off for about 30 minutes just to make sure I can make it through. And at this point, I carry a battery bank with me. Battery life isn't terrible, but I see that battery icon a lot on my phone, a lot more than I like to admit. And also, it doesn't have fast charging that we're seeing with Android devices, whereas on my Galaxy, I could plug it in for 20 minutes and get a significant amount of battery, whereas the iPhone just doesn't top off as fast as I want. The iPhone's display looks great, but after using the S25 Ultra and even the OnePlus 13, I have to say it's just better. You know, Samsung's screen is brighter, OnePlus's screen is brighter, the colors are better, and the matte finish on the S25 is just chef's kiss. You know, for me, it enhances visibility in all conditions, which I really like. For some reason, the iPhone is one of the few phones where I need a screen protector. While the glass is tough and it doesn't crack, because I've dropped this phone a lot, it scratches way too easily. I mean, this phone had a gnarly scratch on it within 3 days of having it, and I can't figure out where it came from. Now, as a content creator, I find there are more apps available for my workflow on iPhone. And many of these small developer teams only build for iOS, and that makes sense. Apps like Qi2, which supports log video and instant grading, are must-haves for me. It completely changed the way I create content. So over the past 6 months, my iPhone has been through it all. We got drops and even getting tossed in the bag alongside with my keys. So I need a case that truly protects my phone without turning it into a brick in my pocket. And that's where the ESR Halo Lock Classic Hybrid case comes in. You know, many cases do a good job with protecting the backs and corners, but what about the buttons? In most cases, they're left exposed, making them one of the most vulnerable parts of your phones. This is really critical with the iPhone 16 Pro Max, as the camera controls buttons need extra protection. Repairing a damaged button can cost over $700. ESR's case features high brightness silica temper glass button protection, ensuring button responsiveness while effectively preventing damage. It eliminates gaps to block dust while maintaining a sleek minimalistic design that delivers both premium feel and durability. We also have a built-in stand for ultimate convenience. It's a multifunctional camera guard, and it's a stand, so you never have to prop your phone up against a cup when watching videos, gaming. ESR also has this MagSafe Charger for my nightstand. It looks great and it's super sleek. This 3-in-1 powers my phone, Apple Watch, and AirPods at the same dang time. And it's compatible with all MagSafe enabled phones. It's fast charging, doesn't overheat, and it also comes with the ESR MagSafe CryoBoost charger, and I can just put my phone on the stand and enjoy 15 watts Qi2 fast charging. Now, some other MagSafe chargers slow down due to overheating, but this one right here has an active cooling system that keeps the temperatures low while maintaining fast, efficient charging. So if you want accessories that improves how you use your iPhone, then check out these links. I'll leave them right down below. Now, since I'm deep in the Apple ecosystem and every year it seems to get deeper, sticking with an iPhone just makes sense. And I know a lot of people can relate to that too. Now, I may prefer other phones in some ways, but the seamless app experience across all Apple devices just keeps me locked in. And honestly, that's a smart strategy for Apple. It ensures customers stay invested and really hard to look elsewhere. From a consumer standpoint though, you should be able to switch between devices whenever you want, because a lot of things that you use on Apple really isn't super compatible. Now, Apple Music I can use on Android, which is great, but something as simple as an Apple Watch or even have proper AirPods control, like that is not available on Android. But on the flip side, you can say the same thing for Samsung, but I really hope there will be some synergy between both companies, because if I have an iPhone, maybe I want to use a Galaxy Watch or I want to use an Apple Watch on my Samsung. So here's hoping for a better 2025 when it comes to interconnectivity. Probably not going to happen though. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, and that's Apple Intelligence. And if we're being real, and I want to be real, it's been a huge letdown. Apple announced it nearly a year ago at WWDC. The demo was incredible, showcasing things that no one else can do, and they still can't do it. And honestly, Apple can't do it either. Right now, Apple's AI feels just like another version of Siri, and companies like Samsung are running circles around it. So some of the things announced are here, like Image Playground, where you can make your own images just by typing something in, writing tools, notification summarization, also this camera visualization thing where you can take a picture of something and it tells you what it is. And all these features do work pretty good, but there was so much more that was promised, and as of right now, we don't have a date on when it's available, and that was a selling feature of this iPhone. I love AI and I embrace it heavily, so I really hope Apple follows through on its promises. Otherwise, it's going to continue to be a massive, massive disappointment. When it comes to camera, I still think the iPhone offers the best all-around experience, especially when we talk about video. It's not the best in every category. I think Samsung dominates in zoom, Pixel dominates in portrait mode, and when it comes to video, the iPhone is unmatched. As someone who creates a lot of video content, having a phone that can shoot high quality footage anytime and anywhere is a game changer. I'm able to capture those moments and actually put them in my YouTube videos, and not many people know the difference. Now, I do wish the camera system would improve further. The addition to photo styles and RAW support has brought it closer to what I want, but straight out of the camera when I use a phone, it still lacks that extra punch. Something's missing and I can't quite put my finger on it. So looking back at these images, they're not bad by any means, but the iPhone has not had the best camera in a very long time. And if you went overseas, then you'll see even more phones that makes the iPhone look dated. I do give credit to the ultra wide that is very sharp and it looks great for video. I actually use it on the back camera a lot when doing video, and it gives a great first person perspective and it's very sharp. It was recently upgraded compared to the 15. At the end of the day, the iPhone is still my workhorse, but my reasons for sticking with it are starting to slip. As long as Apple has this ecosystem and services locked in, there's no real reason for me to leave, even if I want to.